leaving Perth. As you leave Perth, a medieval town that was founded around 800 years ago, you'll travel through some of the town's more recent suburbs. Your journey will carry you northwards through fields and forestry towards the ever-changing landscape of the Scottish Highlands. Eventually you'll come to the woodlands of Burnham, where the ancient forest was made famous in Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great Burnham Wood, to high Dunsinane Hill, shall come against him.
You'll be following the route of the River Tay, which tumbles 120 miles from its source in the west central Highlands to spill out into the sea near Perth. The clear waters may look calm, but they're teeming with life. Trout thrive here, while right at the bottom of the river, half buried in the sandy gravel beds, is one of the UK's most endangered species, the freshwater pearl mussel. During the first year of life, the larvae of these fascinating creatures attach themselves quite harmlessly to the gills of young salmon or trout. They then drop off, and over a lifespan which may be more than 100 years, they'll grow to more than twice the length of the better-known marine mussels. Very occasionally they bear a freshwater pearl, which used to be highly sought after for jewellery. Today, pearl fishing, now illegal, is being strenuously tackled. It's one of the causes of the dramatic decline in the numbers of freshwater pearl mussels in Scotland's rivers, along with the effect of changes in water quality. But Scotland is a global stronghold for this endangered species, so they've become the focus of major conservation action. The Tay is very important to this effort. You're probably quite familiar with the Tay's more famous traveller, the salmon. But did you know that this leaping fish undertakes an amazing journey? As the train carries you north by the Tay, think of the Atlantic salmon, which may be nearby, swimming upriver through the fast-flowing waters. They are coming back after 1, 2, or even 3 years at sea to spawn in the shallow gravel beds in the very part of the river in which they hatched, and where they spent their first years of life. But not all will survive the long and exhausting journey, particularly as the spawning fish don't feed in fresh water. A few of those who complete the journey will head back out to sea, some even returning in following years to breed again. Incredibly, each of Scotland's 380 salmon rivers has a distinct population of fish. Even the numerous tributaries flowing into the Tay attract their own fish. The Tay salmon mostly return in May and June, or September and October, but elsewhere the salmon come back at slightly different times of year. That's why salmon fishing seasons vary so much throughout the country. As you look out of the window, you may glimpse a fisherman or two out seeking that elusive big catch. In Scotland, more than 80,000 salmon are caught in a good year, although nowadays most of them are put back in the water to conserve stocks. You might think you'd done really well if you caught a fish of 15 or 20 pounds in weight, but in 1922 Miss Georgina Ballantyne managed far better than that. She was the daughter of a local gillie and ferryman, and when fishing in the Tay just south of Dunkeld, she hooked the biggest salmon ever landed in Britain. Her enormous fish weighed 64 pounds and took 2 hours to bring into the riverbank. You can see a cast of the fish in Perth Museum, but the real salmon provided a tasty meal for the staff and patients of the local hospital.